Caesar, the crowd pleaser. If you need to pick me up, ladies, we gon' change your demeanor. Caesar, the crowd pleaser. We gon' do a little dance, we gon' make the naysayers believe us. Hey girl, had a long day, you tired from work. Throw me some dollars and I remove my shirt. You can touch me too, these are the perks. Free yourself, lose your mind and go berserk, and go berserk, and go berserk, and go berserk.
Make way for the bad guy.
What is up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crowd Pleaser, the podcast that brings you the inside scoop on what it takes to be a male entertainer in today's age. I'm your host, Caesar the Crowd Pleaser, and with me I got a special guest coming on the show. He's actually going to be in town for Dance Wars this week, and so for episode 35 we're actually going to be interviewing him. He's been an entertainer down in Fort Lauderdale, LaBare, and now at Miami, LaBare for over 6 years, even doing some time as dance captain. I want to welcome on the show Boston. How you doing, Boston?
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Hey, man. Thanks.
And it's the crowd pleaser, not the crowd pleaser, Caesar. You know that.
My bad. I gotta fix that. All right. Force of habit, man. I don't say my name all that often. But yeah, so we're having Dance Wars this week. Actually tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yep, and Boston's regular coming up here. He's been traveling up here about as much as I go down in Miami. And he's got a good following up here, really good people, super energetic, super enthusiastic on stage. One of the most high-intense entertainers I've ever come across. And
I appreciate that.
So just kind of spitballing, I was like, hey, do you want to be on the show? And he was more than happy to, so now we're recording.
It's an honor to be on your show, bro. I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, man, thank you. So let's go ahead and real quick, just want to mention LaBare Dallas. All right, this is where I operate 5 days a week, Wednesday to Sunday, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Any kind of female celebration, any kind of stress relief, you need it, we got it. Come out, enjoy the show. We got 18 different entertainers, all shapes, sizes, and flavors for your enjoyment. You want to plug in Miami LaBare real quick?
Yeah, come by Miami LaBare. Well, any LaBare. Actually, I appreciate any lady that comes to any LaBare and shows our guys some love. And I just want to say a special thank you to all the girls that have been coming there and showing us some love and support. And look forward to meeting you ladies out here in Dallas.
Right on. Speaking of love and support, I want to mention my Patreon, patreon.com/crowdpleaser. Really appreciate you fans that give back to the show. It means a lot to me. It definitely lets me know that you are getting something out of this show, whether it's information, way to kill your time as you're commuting to work or back, or even enjoying all the behind-the-scenes footage I post on there. You get all kinds of different perks. I send out hand-signed personal notes of thank you to all my patrons and stuff like that. As well as, like I said, you get scores from my strip-offs, you get creation process of my various acts, as well as behind-the-scenes looks at this podcast. So definitely thank you all there for checking it out. Once again, patreon.com/crowdpleaser. And lastly, be on the lookout for our Sexiest Man in Texas contest going down here at LaBare Dallas, as well as my Red Charity event in August. All right, stay tuned for more details on those, including a lip sync battle main event. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into it, man.
Am I invited to that lip sync battle?
Oh, you're
I would
totally
love
down.
to go. I would love to go.
Hell yeah, man.
God.
August 17th, brother. You're more than welcome.
There. Oh, my God. I'm excited.
You heard it here first, man.
I'm coming.
Right on, brother. Tight. You already know what song you're going to lip sync?
I'm gonna have to go with some Kelly Clarkson or something. Something out of the ordinary where no one's gonna expect it.
All right. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I'm down with that. I surprised everyone last year. I did a little bit of a Celia Cruz.
Oh my God, they must have loved that one.
And then splashed in a little. Yeah.
Did you dress the part?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I looked like the Chiquita Banana Lady. It was great, man. I surprised the heck out of everyone.
That's awesome.
I think I got tipped more for rocking wedges than I did anything else. It was off the chain, not gonna lie. It was a good time. It was a good time. People had a great time, and so we're gonna bring it back again this year. It's for a good cause.
You know, that's what it's all about. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, we filled up an entire SUV worth of school supplies, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was great. It was, I want to say, like 14 boxes worth, something like that.
Wow.
So yeah, I definitely appreciate everyone that came out and donated last year. Hopefully this year's gonna be even better. But All right, man, without further ado, brought you on the show to find out more about Boston, man.
All right, let's find out.
So, straight up, let's go ahead and dive right into it, bro. What got you into stripping?
Well, I mean, to be completely honest with you, brother, I was put out around 15, 16 years old, and I started stripping around 16 years old, and I guess you can say, found a liking for entertaining women at the age of 16. And then after that, I ended up going to military school at 17.
Okay.
And after military school, I really didn't feel comfortable doing anything else but, dancing and entertaining women. And, I decided to come out here to Miami and try it out.
So, when you were stripping, where were you stripping at 16?
I was stripping in Boston, actually.
Okay.
This Irish company was like doing road shows, male review, and it was interesting, growing up fast, young age, but it was needless to say, it was a learning experience, and I'm a better man because of it.
Were you on your own, or was it a group
I was
thing?
on my own for a while, and then it became like 4 or 5 other guys.
Okay.
And I really was probably about maybe 10, 12 years younger than everybody else, so they were a little bit more experienced in the game.
Gotcha.
Where I was just as pretty much like the runner. Like, I cleaned up the money and kind of learned the dances.
Yeah.
I would help out in the acts, but I wasn't like the main show.
Okay, I got you.
And then, yeah, man, I when I moved to Florida, I decided I wanted to fight as well. And it wasn't just fighting to fight. It was fighting for a bigger cause. I seen a lot of stuff that I didn't like in military school, and I seen a lot of stuff going on in the streets, and I seen a lot of stuff going on just in general that, I feel like the world needs a superhero. And
right on. I like that. I like that, yeah.
And I don't want to call myself a superhero, but I would love to be someone or even help other people try to, have that positive mentality.
Hey, you don't have to be a superhero to the world. Just the 1 or 2 people at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. You nailed that one on the head, my brother. But it's good to meet people like somebody that's trying to be positive, someone that's putting positivity out there in the universe, because we don't have that anymore. It's dead. It's all done. And it's good to see someone like you who's entertaining, who's not just here entertaining. He's also doing things outside of the club. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that.
Well, thanks, man. That's nice of you to say, bro.
Thank you. So, yeah, I decided I want to be a fighter, at the same time be a stripper, which is kind of contradicting because you kind of have to keep the sexiness while you're being a stripper, but at the same time, as a fighter, you got to be like the mean, tough guy, get cut up, get bloodied up, and all that. And, I'm kind of in a pickle between the two, bro, because both of them are very promising, and it's not just for me, for everybody, I can help people in either category, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, in Miami, you guys are a little more liberal about your scheduling, though, right? So it gives you a little more freedom to pursue your fighting career.
100% correct about that. Well, not only that, the weather in Miami is beautiful.
True story.
We're spoiled out there. And I take my hat off to all you guys out here in Dallas and everywhere else that, you guys go through all the seasons. It's not easy. That's why I'm in Miami, the beautiful weather.
Yeah, trust me, that's one of the things I miss the most about home, dude. No doubt about it. So, just to clarify for our listeners, you mentioned fighting, but obviously now we're living in an age where there's various versions of fighting. So what discipline do you specify in now?
I specify in boxing and kickboxing, but I do fight in MMA. I started boxing around the age of 18 when I got out military school, which was about 21. So from 18 to 21, I was boxing, and then around 21, I started kickboxing.
Okay.
And then about 24, 25 is when I started breaking into the MMA, the UFC scene, and now I actually just signed with MMA Masters out of Miami.
Okay.
And they actually happen to be one of the top producers of the UFC fighters. So they produce a lot of professional fighters, and I'm looking forward to representing them and representing us as people while I fight. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not fighting for the money. I'm not fighting for the glory. I'm fighting for the people. I feel like people, again, I said need a superhero in the fact that, they need someone telling them the truth. They need someone telling them what's really going on out there. And not so much degrading, the government or anything, but just just being real, telling like what you're doing.
The people's champ.
Yeah, the people's champ. You already know. I'm the people's champ. And I speak for the people, by the people, and I fight for the people. And, I kind of want to push that positivity on to the younger generation, just like you're doing,
Well, I mean, and the thing is, too, is that, like you said, that school pushes out the most UFC fighters because Miami being such a heavy Latin melting pot of culture, of Latin culture, MMA, jiu-jitsu type stuff is big. And so, like, the competition's high.
Very high.
So you're not only in not only in one of the top schools, but that top school has so many good fighters in it that you're training. Your level of growth is automatically exponential because of the quality of fighters you're dealing with.
They use the quote, iron sharpens iron.
Mm-hmm.
And, the best, train with the best, and that's how they become better. And just like the best dance with the best, that's how we become better.
Yeah. So one of the things I always appreciate about you is your intensity on stage. I've said it before just on the show as well. Like, you're high energy from the minute they introduce you to the minute you go off stage. And I love that about you. People love that about you. You're entertaining from start to finish. Does being in the game 6 years now, like, do you... I mean, I know you still do because I just watched you on stage a little while ago and you still rocked it. Does that cross over into how you're training and how you fight?
Well, first, I'm not going to take all the credit for all the energy because I remember when I first watched the LaBare movie, I seen you and another gentleman on the movie, and I just seen how you guys rocked the house, and I was like, damn, I want to be that guy one day, and here I am. Finally, I'm not that guy, but I'm next to that guy, and being able to share the stage is awesome. So I'm not going to take away any credit from you guys because you guys definitely set the bar high for us, and I appreciate that. So as far as that being said, when it comes to me and transferring into my training and stuff, it's very, very hard to be a stripper and train because in order to train, I need rest, and in order to strip, I need to be out late at night. And it's very contradicting. So a lot of the times I'll leave work and I'll have to run 5 or 10 miles depending on the night, or it sucks sometimes because, sometimes you got to drink to have a little fun, and then, I'll go running and I end up throwing it up, and then I'll have to go to training, and then I don't sleep because I have to work the next day. And it's not just me. All the guys have to do stuff. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have stuff to do. And, we all have normal lives outside of, dancing, entertaining women. And I feel like a lot of people don't maybe realize that or understand that, but that's what it is. We all have personal lives.
It's a grind on both sides of the coin.
Yeah, and it's a hard grind too, because it's not easy to go up there in your underwear and embarrass yourself, because that's what you're doing at the end of the day if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd embarrass ourselves to make women happy, which is amazing, because who doesn't want to see a woman smile?
True story.
It's beautiful.
True story.
It's beautiful. So, but as far as the training goes, I think the women always coming to support us every day is what keeps me coming after being so tired and so exhausted. And you know how it is, bro. We come in after a long day of training and we just want to sleep, but we have to go up on stage for an hour and entertain.
Yeah.
Which is cool because that's what we're here to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to relax, every once in a while.
So when you were first get your feet wet stripping up in Boston. You came down to Miami. And you
totally different scene, by the way.
Yeah, you
totally
kind of got established now, right? You saw an established venue, a place that does it full time. So
and
what
they
is
have a schedule?
So what are some of the things that you learned right off the bat that kind of blew your mind, or where you felt like you had to pick up the pace to catch up?
Well, one thing I learned is that it's not all about looks.
True story.
It's not about how you look, it's how you entertain. It's about smiling, interacting with the women, and it just having good camaraderie with the women, and you get to experience a lot of different things.
So what stood out to you when you first started, as far as one of the entertainers from Fort Lauderdale, or a skit or something that really was man, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to be?
I seen a guy do a stage dance, I think, and that's what's really set the bar for me. I seen someone do a stage dance, and it was seductive, but I was like, damn, I feel like I could do that. I've been doing it my whole life, you know, so I feel like I can do that. And it wasn't easy the first time. When I first got up there, it wasn't easy. I was actually very embarrassed and very scared. But after the first time, man, we got our feet wet. It was a beautiful thing, you know. Yeah. And what really stuck out to me was that you can just be your own person on stage, and there really isn't any room for judgment. Everyone's different, you know. Sometimes we have similar dance moves, similar music, but everyone's different. Everyone's unique in their own way. And that's what I love about this place, LaBare. And just love about everything about, you know.
Well, women don't want to see a cookie cutter guy.
No, not at all.
They don't want to show up and see 12 of the same thing.
Exactly.
Time after time after time. And sometimes you're going to win a woman over and sometimes you're not. But the fact that we got variable personalities and various shows and all that and body types, like, that means that every woman that walks through that door is going to find something or someone to make them happy. And that's what matters.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So let's flip it. What is your least favorite thing about stripping so far? Or maybe something that you had in the beginning and you kind of overcame?
Can you repeat the last part? Some of the things I overcame?
Yeah, like, so when obviously there were so many things that motivate you to keep going where you're like, this is awesome, this is great, I want to keep doing this. But were some of the things that made you maybe possibly question this career or made some of the nights like a little bit harder to do the job?
Well, to be honest, okay, we're going to get a little bit deeper. So before I started stripping at LaBare, I was homeless, very homeless. When I moved to Miami, I actually stayed on the beach. I slept in the sand, slept in alleyways, slept in tattoo shops that I ended up making friends with one of the tattoo owners who actually did a show called Tattoo Nightmares. And I was very blessed to have met the people that were there. They actually knew me as like, Superman, because I have a Superman tattoo on my arm, but I would always be running, you know, I wouldn't be eating. They would always see me running. They would see me with the same clothes every day, and you know, they started catching on, I guess you can say. And they started like little itty bitty things, like a cup of water, a slice of pizza, a towel to wipe my sweat, like little things they would provide for me. But those things were so huge to me. Yeah. So I started finding hope. And so for about a year and a half, about almost 2 years, I was homeless on the beach, and I actually kind of made a name for myself. I started training at different boxing gyms. I started training clients on the beach for, you know, personal training, doing diets and stuff like that. And then finally one day, somebody asked me, he's like, hey, do you want to fight? And I told him, you know, in my head I was scared, but I was just so frustrated and sad and angry. I had a lot of emotions that I was just like, you know what, F it. I'm just going to do it. So I took the fight 1 week's notice. I ended up fighting, and I ended up winning in the first round. So I think that right there gave me a lot of hope and I guess you can say confidence in myself that I could do something. I don't want to say that, you know, to go out there and get into a fight and that makes you did something because you got into a fight, but I just felt accomplished. You know, like I trained. Even though it was for 1 week, I stuck to it. I said I was going to do something, and I did it, and I didn't quit. So I think that right there kind of set the bar for me. And then once I got comfortable with the training and stuff, I had met a female who actually introduced me to the movie LaBare. And then that's when I saw you, and I saw Angelo, God rest his soul, and I seen JD on there and Channing, and then I was like, wow, man. These guys at my age having fun, you know, and I was like, damn, I think I could do that. And so then from there, I mean, I really can't say anything has ever driven me away from this place because I've been through so much before here.
By comparison,
it's nothing. And again, meeting just the caliber of people that we bring in is amazing. You know, you got like, I mean, I can't stress it enough. Just the camaraderie here, especially in Dallas. And I'm gonna say this openly: Dallas, LaBare has the best camaraderie I've ever walked into in a club. Like, as soon as you walk in, you just feel at home. Even if the guys don't know you, they make you feel welcomed, you know, like, so hats off to y'all for that.
Well, thanks, man. It's always a gift to have guys from out of town come up because, you know, you're good people. I've always opened my doors to you whenever you needed it, man.
Yes, true.
And we kick it when I go back home in Miami as well.
All day.
I got to tell you, though, that's a huge compliment, man. I don't think I think that's probably the biggest reward I've ever gotten of doing that documentary, of the fact that I inspired you to do something that has kind of led you down not necessarily a better path for your life, but has improved your quality of life, man.
It's provided me.
Yeah.
It's provided me with opportunities, you know, and I never would have thought in a million years I'd be sitting in the same the same car as you know what I'm saying, doing a podcast. That's amazing. But, yeah, like you said, it's a long journey, and it's come a long way, and it's going to continue going, you know what I mean? I just signed a pro contract. I just started my fight career. I actually fight next week.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I actually fight next week, the 28th, at 6 p.m. It starts, and it's going to be on TV, so check it out.
Oh, really?
Fox. What? It's going to be on Fox.
Fox? Okay.
Yeah, so if you guys get a chance, check it out.
Yeah, at the end of the show, we'll bring up your social media so people can follow you, and that way they can make sure they catch your fights and stuff. I'll catch them. That's great, man. I'm glad to hear it. All right, so we were talking about your dancing career and stuff like that, and now you've continued to progress, and now you're all obviously mentoring people, the new dancers, entertainers that come into the club.
Yeah.
You've moved from one club to the other. How has Dance Captain, first of all, how long have you been Dance Captain now? And B, how has that been working out for you?
I've been Dance Captain for about 1.5, 2 years now. It's been a rough ride because you can't always be everybody's friend now, especially being a manager. You want to be everybody's friend. You want to, be the nice guy with everybody, but you know, sometimes the guys mess up and then they look at you like you're the bad guy because you're, you know, like, hey, buddy, can you, like, cut it out? Or you did this wrong, so I'm going to have to,
I think the issue you have there is that, because I'm running into that as well, being Dance Captain here,
right,
is that sometimes people fail to recognize that you are simply the instrument or the messenger. The reason why you're having to talk to them is because of something they did themselves.
Exactly.
You're not diming them out. You're not trying to pick on them. It's simply they did something incorrect, so you are reacting to it. Exactly.
And it's not like we haven't been in that position.
Correct.
Because we've been in that position multiple times, and they don't understand that, which is okay because they're still young in the game. Again, we've been doing this for over 10 years now, so you know, these guys just getting their feet wet. About a year or two, they got a long way to go. But they're doing a great job, you know, they're being respectful, which is amazing. And, you know, as far as the dance manager goes, it's an honor, too, to be put in charge in a place like this because, you know, you're in charge of basically making people happy, you know?
Yeah.
And not just the women, but the dancers, the boss, you know, the bartenders, the waiters. You got to make everybody happy when you're put in this position. So, you know.
No kidding. They give you that much, I guess, an umbrella of command down in Miami. Because, see, for us, we split it up between the head waiter is in charge of the wait staff, and then, you know, dance captain is in charge of the dancers, and then kind of works hand in hand with the DJ.
Right. Well, I'm basically like the mediator for everybody.
Okay.
Not just because of the dance manager, but because, you know, everybody knows I'm no one to be messed with. You know what I mean? So I do got my fingers in a little bit of everything. Just trying to actually learn the way the club works, the way the business works. You know.
Yeah.
I do see myself doing this a little bit while longer. You know. I feel like there needs to be a couple more people like you and myself to pave the way for these guys so that they do it the right way, you know, because people think that we just get in this, you know, for the money, this and that, and it's not that. You know, we want to be successful. We want to open up a business. We want to have a career. You know, we want to go back to school. You know, and some guys are meant to be doctors. Some guys are meant to be nurses. Some guys are meant to be lawyers. We're meant to dance and entertain and strip, you know, and that's what it is. So it's our job, you and I, and you know, some of the older guys to pave the way for the younger guys, and you know, even if we got to lay down the law and we got to be strict with them, I think we should, because that's how we learned, you know.
Yeah, and there's a reason for it. Like, we're already fighting so many stereotypes that we have a lot less leeway or room for forgiveness than most industries have because of that.
100%. We're very, very, how do you say? Yeah, people stereotype us all the time. But they have not a clue of what we've been through, or not a clue of what we are capable of, you know? Because some of us may be, you know, not that intelligent in one thing, but we can build you a house. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or we can give you a jump start. You pull over the side of the road because your car stopped, but we pass along, we got cables. You know, it's not always about...
Correct.
You know.
And the thing is that there's so much exposure in such a short amount of time that one bad act in one night can essentially make or break someone's evening and experience at LaBare. And that's why you have to kind of be on top of things. Like, sometimes the guys don't know they're new. Like you said, they step on their crank a couple of times out of ignorance. But you correct the problem because we're not allotted that much leeway. No. You know what I mean? You want them to have the best time that they possibly could right off the bat, because you don't know when you're going to get a second chance.
No, you never do. And you might not get a second chance. Ever.
Yeah.
You know?
Very true.
And you're lucky you even get a first chance.
So let's talk a little bit about, like, your I mean, obviously they overlap. Like, you run it kind of like I do, where you are who you are and that's who you are on stage. What are some of your favorite shows that you've done?
My favorite show, to be honest, my brother, is Beetlejuice. It was done one time before I even got to LaBare. I seen it done once, and I just was like, I loved it. It was very energetic. It was so me. It was hype. You know, it was exciting. It was something different too. Yeah. You know, because, you know, it's not your typical cowboy. It's not your typical sexy act. You know, it's very ugly, very nitty gritty. You know, it's Beetlejuice, you know? Yeah. I'm a Beetle. But Beetlejuice is definitely my favorite act. Followed by, I have Desperado is another great act, which is a house act, actually, that one of you guys created, which is amazing. That one pulled me through some long nights, Desperado. Raining Men is a great act. I like your fire act. That fire act is amazing. The one you're spinning fire and all that crazy stuff. And then now you got this new LED light going on. What is that? I've never seen that.
It gives me something to do when certain venues don't let me do fire.
That's amazing.
Thanks, man. You know me, constantly trying to build up, man. Like you, I gotta keep with guys like you in the industry.
I'd have to say, though, I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite acts is the curtain act, the one where you hang from the ceiling. I don't even know.
Oh, the aerial silks?
That is crazy, man. If I had the strength and patience to do that, I would love to do that act. But first of all, our club in Miami and Florida is nowhere near the size of Dallas club.
Yeah, the height thing is a major
They say
issue.
Everything's bigger in Texas. I don't know about everything, but LaBare, Dallas is definitely bigger than Miami, Dallas, for sure.
Well, hey, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. I got to look and see if there's a school down there when I'm home, but I want to try to hit up a class at some point or an open gym while I'm down there on, like, Tuesday. So if you're down, man, you can go with me.
I would love to. It'd be an honor, bro.
I'll teach you a few things if they let me down there.
It'd be awesome.
And then we can pass our cards, too. Like, hey, if you'd like to see us upside down, see us naked. Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess you guys already do. That's one of the things I'm most amazed of. Like, the ceilings in Miami and Fort Lauderdale are so low that you think it would be a hindrance. But instead, you guys rigged a bunch of stuff on the ceiling and use it. Like, all the guys invert down there and hump the ceiling and do, like, neck hangs and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, like, it blows my mind away. You know what I'm saying? So that's always really neat.
It's funny, though, because we think, like, here is, like, the basically like the White House, the church of the LaBares,
the Mecca.
The Mecca. You guys have the biggest stage ever. When we get on your stage, it feels like we're in the middle of the ocean, like just stranded.
Yeah, no kidding. You're like, what am I gonna do with all this room?
Oh my god! Oh, it's so fun. There's so much to do, and there's like, oh my god, it's amazing.
Hey, grass is always greener, you know what I mean? I'm very fortunate, though. I gotta admit, that's one of the benefits I've had from traveling. Oh, man. Can you tell it's after work?
Yeah. The late night podcast.
Just traveling really opens your eyes to what different clubs, the feel of them, appreciate what you have, appreciate what you don't have, see how you can improve, see what you have going for you, and share things. So it's really great. And then you just meet great people, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't for a minute take back meeting any of the guys I have in my travels. You know, it's been absolutely phenomenal meeting people. You've been a great, positive in my life and stuff like that. It's nice to have another family when I go home and things like that. What was your best event? Like strip offs and fundraisers and charities and stuff like that. What's your most memorable memory in your career so far?
My most memorable memory.
Like, did someone do something really great for you that just blew your mind away?
Yeah. To be honest, the first day I came to LaBare, I had no shoes, no shirt. I just had pants on. And Gino, who's the head manager in Fort Lauderdale, he was inside, and Billy, the bartender, was outside smoking a cigarette. He actually had just gotten into an argument with one of the bartenders, Jazzy. He told me later on. And I'm like, hey, buddy, I'm looking for a job. I told him I was homeless. I told him I was, down and out. And, pretty much that was my last resort, and I needed something to do. And he's like, you know what? All right.
You're good, man. I'll edit.
Okay, he's like, you know what? Forget it. I'll go. He's like, I'll be right back. So he goes inside. He comes back, and this guy Gino comes out with a nice suit on, well dressed, well groomed, smelling good, whatever. He's like, what do you want? I'm like, sir, I'm looking for a job. I'll do anything. I'll clean the toilet. I'll mop the floors after. I was like, I'll even, pick up money, whatever you need me to do. I'll clean the roof. He goes, can you dance? I'm like, yeah, I love to dance. I'll give it a shot. He goes, where's your shoes? I'm like, I don't have any shoes. He's like, all right. He opens up his trunk and gives me a pair of lime green Adidas's, black and lime green Adidas's.
Oh, wow.
Bro, to me, they were ugly as ugly can be. But, man, did it feel good just to get something from somebody after being homeless for 2 years and not seeing family or nothing. Like, it just was like, wow, this guy doesn't even know me. And, I came to him basically begging for a job, and he provided me with the shoes I needed to go on stage.
Yeah.
So then after that, I put the shoes and I went on stage, and I made, a couple bucks, enough money to get some food. And that's what really motivated me to keep going, because I got a meal that night. And then the next night, I got a meal in the hotel room. And then the next night, I got a meal, hotel room, and some more food,
Yeah.
And then just kept progressing. And, the more
it was the universe reaffirming the fact that you were on the right path.
Yeah, but I just couldn't give up. I just had to keep going, keep being positive, and keep being a good person, and just keep being thankful, and keep giving all glory to God and to the people that have been, supporting me and around me. Because it's not always easy to support somebody, like even mentally or physically. Like, it's not to be always, like, you can do it. It gets tiring, and some people, and a lot of people, not some people, a lot of people are selfish nowadays,
Yeah.
So when you do find that person, make sure you keep that person close.
Gotcha.
It's hard.
Yeah, no, man. I can only imagine, like, walking through the door, not sure of what's going to happen, and then immediately being received with kindness is
It's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing.
So let's get a little more personal.
Right.
Do you have any pets?
Oh my God. Yes, I have a pet, man. I have a dog named Champ, my pit bull. Let me tell you.
Please do.
Oh my God. That beautiful thing has put me through some things. So while being homeless, I am like, this cute little dog named Champ. He was also homeless, and he was brought to my attention. I ended up taking him in. He was abused. He actually had a couple fights, and even he had like a knife wound, like he was stabbed in his back with a knife when I got him. So I took him to the vet. I got him cleaned up. And they told me, like, we're going to have to put this dog down because he was used as a bait dog. So a bait dog is basically like the little pit bulls that are basically like the runt of the group, that they tie their mouth shut and they let the bigger dogs attack them to practice how to fight.
No kidding.
Yeah, they did that with my dog. So basically he was like, he had no hope. He was very skittish, like you couldn't touch him or anything. But I was the only person who could get close to him. So I told him, you know what? You're not going to do anything to this dog. So I took him, I ran home, I cleaned him up again, and I just gave him love. I didn't even go to, I didn't do anything for like a week. I just gave him love for a week, like just straight love. And I guess he took a liking to me, and he just never left my side. So from that day on, any and every bit of money I made, I put it towards him. I would pay 85, like 99 every single night for a year for him to stay in the hotel. And I would sleep in the street outside of the hotel. For the next day, I would go to work and work again to pay for his hotel. So basically, I was just working to pay for his hotel just to make sure he slept and ate a good meal,
Mm-hmm.
He would get 3 meals a day, and he would get recess. Anytime he was cranky, they'd take him out, and I had to pay extra for that. He had a suite that had a TV in it, a bed. It was amazing just to even be able to help. Even though I was hurting, it was good to be able to help him. It was not even a friggin' person; it's a dog, But it was mine. It's mine,
Yeah.
Nobody can take that away from you. Shout out to all the pit bulls and dog lovers and any animal lover out there. If you see a pet in need, rescue them, help them out, even if it's not yours. Don't kill the ants that are in your home, please.
Man, you just got love for all
any
the things.
animal, bro. Even cockroaches. I feel everything has a purpose, bro. It is. I don't feel. That's what it is. Trees have purpose. Rocks have purpose. Friggin' everything has a purpose. Everything has a purpose.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no doubt that you have plenty of love to give, man. Like, you're just such a positive human being. And like you said, I feel you on that. When you've really seen what rock bottom is or what hard times are, it reevaluates everything else that you look at.
It really does.
And when people are stressing out about certain things, it's not so much that they're wrong or right. It's just that in their world, that's something to stress out about. And when your scale is so much wider for whatever reason, then it recalibrates. And I understand. Like, I mean, I've mentioned, I think Caden might have mentioned it out loud to people. I've told them sometimes because, obviously being the MC for the night, he goes through a lot, especially during events and things like that. And sometimes at the end of the night, he goes back, he's like, hey, man, I'm sorry if the lighting wasn't right. Or like, hey, I'm sorry that I didn't get the right girl up for you. Or, all this. I'm like, man, I'm good, bro. He's like, are you sure, man? I didn't want to miss the show. I'm like, man, what? Bro, I've been shot at, man. Like, messing up my music or not having the correct lighting on my stage one time, I'm good. Yeah. Water under the bridge, you know what I'm saying?
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, exactly. It's really, there's a lot more things to be happy about and worry about in my night than that.
Yes, sir.
And so I appreciate being considerate, but, it's just the truth of it. And it's a good thing because it lets you kind of be there for other people and they're having those bottom moments and they're stressing out. And you're just a ray of positivity because of that.
Right, 100%.
You're like, hey, I know through personal experience it's going to get better.
And then it's funny because sometimes they don't think that you understand them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to, oh my God, you got to kind of battle with them. But you're right, bro. It's a beautiful thing, too.
So I'm jealous because both LaBare Fort Lauderdale and LaBare Miami serve food. Oh, obviously our club does not. So, real quick for the fans, what's your favorite food to eat from your
favorite food to eat is definitely gonna have to be the churrasco, even though it's probably a dog. It's not real.
Jeez, I don't know if we want to throw this over the air. No kidding. And they have that at both clubs?
No, it's just Fort Lauderdale actually has like a food truck and pizza delivery, so their food's pretty good. But the food at our place is actually like home cooked meals. Like they have chicken, potatoes, baked potato, sweet potato, steaks. They have pretty much anything fried you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is amazing. But you guys have a little couple restaurants nearby here?
Yeah, nearby, but not in the club. So, you've been dancing for a minute. I know we haven't hit the large markers like some of the real veterans and stuff, but have you seen anything change? Have you seen the industry or the people or the way the entertainment goes change throughout the course of your career?
Yes, I've seen it change dramatically in the sense where I don't think the guys appreciate as far as the entertainment goes, I feel like the guys are a little bit comfortable.
Okay.
As in a sense where, like, you know, you and I don't even want to use you and I. We'll use one of my guys and then
Guy A and Guy B.
Guy A and Guy B, yeah. So Guy A, you know, gets down there and he's sitting, he's giving a good show, he's entertaining all these women, he's entertaining even, you know, the guys on the dancers, and, you know, they're just, how do you say?
They're high energy, they're giving the vibe, what's up, positivity, putting on a good show, stage presence.
I feel like some of them get stage fright, not stage presence.
Okay.
Stage fright. It's all about eye contact. It's all about entertaining all the women. Mm-hmm. Whereas now some of the guys, they find that one woman and just stuck on them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just stuck. Like
tunnel vision?
Tunnel vision, yeah. Where, you know, you can't forget about the other women in the club too. Like even though they're not tipping you, still have to show them love. You still have to make eye contact. You still have to, you know, let them know that they're still there in the room with you.
Yeah, for sure. Because you never know. They might just be shy.
No, they are. They're all shy.
Yeah.
They're all shy. And so, you know, because, again, we must have some balls going up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're putting ourselves up there in underwear in front of all these women. And, you know, some of us aren't packing, some of us aren't packing, you know what I mean? So, like, it's embarrassing to some people. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about making everybody smile, everybody happy.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Well, brother, I really appreciate you coming on the show and giving us a little insight to who you are, man. I know people are going to be really hoping to reach out to you after hearing this because, I mean, I even found out some things about you I didn't know. Like, I knew you had your pit bull, but I didn't know your backstory, history together, and that's pretty amazing and stuff like that. And it's just always refreshing to get such positivity in this line of work. So I always like to end the show with a best and worst event of the week. And just, you know, people always ask us, like, what's the weirdest thing that's happened? What's the craziest thing that's happened? What's the worst thing that's happened? And stuff like that. So I like to kind of show both sides of the coin, both
the craziest thing that's happened
and positive. So you can pretty much, since you're a guest on the show, you don't have to reach just current events. You can go wherever you want in your history. So I start off normally with the worst event. That way I could end on a positive note.
Okay.
So for me, mine honestly wasn't all that bad. It's kind of something that happens pretty often. I can't always have an extravagant story. But lady's coming up. She's tipping me on side stage. And we're having a good time. I'm giving her some body rolls. And she's kind of groping on me a little bit. And things are fine. And then she goes, well, I need to give you this. And she's holding up, you know, a couple of dollars and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, not a problem. Oh, man. Geez, I feel horrible. I need some coffee. Anywho. So
it happens when you work till 3 in the morning.
Yeah, no joke. I still gotta drive home 45 minutes and take you to the hotel. But anywho, so I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. And she's like, well, where do I put it? I'm like, well, wherever you want's fine, you know, because sometimes they want to put it on the hips, sometimes on the butt, sometimes on the front. And then she just gives me this look, and she's like, wherever I want. I was like, oh man. I was like, really? It's gonna be one of these? All right, sure enough. So then, like, she goes to put it down the front, and I'm like, all right, and I already know where this is going. So I politely move my hand closer, and sure enough, she tries to pull my underwear, like, out
all
to
the way
her,
out.
yeah, and then, like, ram her hand, like, forearm deep.
Oh,
and
man.
I stop her. You know, I put my hand over it so my underwear doesn't pass, you know, above
Better
my
forearm deep than elbow deep, let me tell you.
Yeah, oh, yeah, geez, yeah, true story. And she, like, looks at me. She's like, oh, really? I'm like, yes, really. She's like, but you said wherever I want. I said, wherever you want, but within limits. I thought you had a little bit of class. I'm sorry. And she's like, well, you're no fun. I'm like, absolutely no fun at all. I am zero fun. She's like, really? I'm like dead serious. I'm the most boring dude in here. And, you know, so she gave me the money and moved on her way. Obviously, I didn't see her for the rest of the night or whatever. But I was just like, it was one of those things where, you know, it happens so often that you already see it coming.
Right.
So how about you, man? What was your least favorite event?
My least favorite event would have to be the time where I did a private show and these girls had a Christian Grey fetish, but I thought it was them being the female part of the Christian Grey. It turns out that I was the female version.
What?
So they blindfolded me and handcuffed me.
Oh, geez.
And started spanking me with the whip.
This is a private party?
Yes, but this is the thing. I didn't know they were going to start spanking me because I thought they were just going to blindfold me.
Yeah, I got you.
But they like did it so like nonchalant. They were like, hey, we're just going to blindfold you. So they blindfolded me.
Oh, they knew what was up.
And then all of a sudden they were like, just give me this hand, give me that hand. And there was 10 women, so... I mean, you know,
man,
I wanted to make
you are braver than I am.
Oh my God, I felt so uncomfortable, but it was a good time after. It was a good story.
Hey, smell this bandana. Does it smell like chloroform? It's like, oh.
Go to sleep.
Yeah. Oh,
the
man.
tables turned. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh God. So how'd that end? If you don't mind.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the play-by-play. So I go in there.
Wait. Is it safe? Is it work safe?
Okay. It's safe. It's safe. I'm gonna give you the play-by-play, sort of. So I go in. I knock on the door, and I'm all nervous. I got a gray suit on. I got the white shirt. I got the gray tie. I got the hair gelled, slick back, whatever. Christian Grey.
You got the part.
I got the part. I'm playing the part. As soon as I get in there, all of them are dressed in masquerade masks and have like black leather whips. And I'm thinking these leather whips are for me. I'm thinking all right, cool. I'm going to get to spank a couple, whatever. Nope. They asked me if I want a drink. I said nope. They sat me down on the chair and then they put me in the blindfold. Slowly, four of them grabbed one arm and then the other four grabbed my other arm. There was about 10 women in there. And they just put my hands behind my back and locked me up. And these aren't no ordinary fake Toys R Us handcuffs. These are real legit police handcuffs. Like, I don't know where they got these.
Yeah, they're professional.
There was no way I could get out of these things, bro. No way.
Oh, God.
Long story short, yeah.
You had a little bit of a pucker factor, huh?
I had a lot of fun.
Fun? Is that the word we're going with?
I'm going to say fun because...
I
survived it, and I'm talking about it right now, and I'm laughing.
Yeah, fair enough, you know? Man.
It was definitely a crazy experience that I wasn't ready for.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I do not blame you. Wow, okay. Moving right along. Best event. So mine is another easy one, but it really kind of surprised me. So, like I mentioned earlier, ironically enough, anyone that contributes to my Patreon, I write a thank you card, handwritten thank you card, and mail it out to them just because I really appreciate it. I wanted to show them I took a little bit of time, much like they've taken the time for me. And I ended up receiving a message through social media from one of my patrons saying, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I received your card today and I really needed it. I was having a rough week and today was no better. And just receiving your mail or your card in the mail when I got home surprised the heck out of me, and it definitely changed my week around. So thank you so much. And like something that simple, knowing that it changed someone's week is definitely why we do what we do.
Right, exactly.
And it's just reassurance that I'm on the right path, and it's great. It's little reminders like that not only pick them up but pick me up as well. And so I was glad that she took the time of actually letting me know, because this is one of my patrons from out of state. Like, I've never met this woman before.
Oh, wow. That's
amazing. Yeah, it's really
That's
great.
Real love.
That she came across my social media or something. She's a fan of mine and she's followed me so on. And, you know, so when she had a chance to get on the Patreon and see more of me, she did. And so we kind of helped each other out remotely.
That's amazing. That's a great feeling. And I'm sure she's happy as well.
For sure. I mean, she might get a kick out of just hearing me mention her on this podcast. You know who you are. I don't like to throw people's names out there in the public.
You know who you are.
Yeah. How about you, man? What's your best event?
Best event from LaBare it depends what we're talking. I would say, my best event would probably be the fact that I had a boxing match and I seen a whole bunch of women from LaBare show up and show me some support. Had a whole bunch of people's champ signs, a whole bunch of, just a bunch of love and support. It wasn't just for dancing; it was for my other professions. So
yeah, heck yeah, man.
I could say that was pretty inspiring to see that they didn't just support me with my dancing. They supported me with other stuff.
Yeah, like the person that you are, not just the. That's phenomenal, man. That's so cool. I bet that surprised the heck out of you too.
Oh, it was, bro. It was amazing. It's a great feeling. Again, from being homeless and not having a family to now I'm at LaBare and I have a family, And whether it's, some of the guys give you fake love or real love, it's love.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a saying like that in the military that false motivation is still motivation. So I feel you on that, man. Speaking of people's champ signs, you gotta remind me when we go back to work tomorrow. I got a 3-foot Caesar head sitting in my locker.
No way, I gotta see that.
Yeah,
I gotta see that.
Somebody made it for our last strip off.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're lucky. I haven't even gotten one of those yet.
Dude, I've
got murals, posters, and everything, but wow, a Caesar head.
Dude, oh my God.
You gotta go above and beyond.
No, so don't get me wrong. It was super cool, but they brought it up to stage when I was performing.
Did you laugh? Did you die laughing?
Dude, there is nothing more strange or weird than when you're trying to do choreography and you turn and there's a giant face of you staring back at you.
I would have kicked it. Like, yo, what are you doing?
Oh man, it was the weirdest freaking thing ever. But other than that, it was super cool.
That's amazing.
My mom absolutely loved it and all that stuff. So I gotta show it to you. So that's pretty neat.
I actually met your mom. She's a very nice woman.
Yeah, shoot, that's right.
Sweetheart.
Sweet, man. But I think that's it. We'll call that a show.
Wrap it up.
So where can people reach you at on social media?
They can go to Boston Boxing IQ, or you can go to Boston the People's Champ on Instagram. Also, if you want to follow my fighting career, I'm Boston the People's Champ. So if you ever, turn on the TV and you see Boston, make sure you cheer for me.
Hell yeah,
I'll be fighting April 28th again. So make sure you look out for me on there.
April 28th, got it. On Fox, right?
Yes, on Fox.
Sweet. Heck yeah, man. All right. Caesar the Crowd Pleaser on...
The Crowd Pleaser.
My bad. Caesar the Crowd Pleaser on iTunes and SoundCloud. And CaesarTheCrowdPleaser.com has all my stuff, my cosplay, my modeling, my shows, both aerial and fire performances.
Oh, you got to check that out.
And my one-stop shop. You can catch me on Facebook on Cesar Collazo or Cesar Collazo for my Latin folks. And then Instagram and Twitter is Cesar LaBare 7. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you,
Hope
guys.
you enjoyed listening to Boston, getting a little inside scoop on him. Boston, thanks again for being on the show, man. I really appreciate it, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on the show, bro. Much love. God bless you and everybody in LaBare.
All right. Until next time, keep bringing the rain.
I am focused, I'm in my zone. You can binge watch like Game of Thrones. Reserve your judgments, don't throw no stones. Oohs and I scream as loud as you go. Airplane mode on tablets and phones. Caesar's Crowd Pleasers is now on. Caesar, the Crowd Pleaser. If you need to pick me up, ladies, we gon' change your demeanor. Caesar, the Crowd Pleaser. We gon' do a little dance, we gon' make the naysayers believe us.